Well, as far as sovereignty, we decided when the European Union was founded to lead on the path of a shared sovereignty. Sovereign states don't like to share sovereignty. And I see Ms. Aranda, Ms. Pouyin, if you ask Mexico or China to share their sovereignty with, I don't know, Japan or the United States, would be very difficult for all parties involved. But this is what we do. This is what we do in Europe for 50 years now. And we do that voluntarily and with the democratic backing of our people, election after election. No one is obliged, and the UK has an opt-out option, and Denmark has done the same thing, not to be in the euro. But once you are on the path, you have to follow the path to the very end, together with your partners. And with the euro, we have decided to share the symbol, and I'm referring to a big THE, the symbol of national sovereignty, the currency. Once you have shared currency, the rest is easy. So organizing a fiscal convergence. So that means deciding that, for instance, taxes on enterprise and companies, that the mode of calculus will be the same throughout the Eurozone is much less difficult than to take the decision to exit the French franc, Deutsche Mark, and take the euro. Budgetary discipline. Budgetary discipline is the natural consequence of the existence of euro. You cannot have very diverging budgets because you're losing on competitivity, and you make the eurozone explode, and everyone has understood now. In plain English, they got it. Everyone got it. And I can tell you that we started negotiations between Germany and France, and then we sent out a letter to all our partners, and this French and German letter is integrated in the decisions of the 17+. But these decisions were not difficult when we talk about sovereignty. More difficult as far as cultural differences are concerned. And this is specifically true for Germany and France, because we are two poles quite opposed one to each other as far as European constitution and building up is concerned. We have different languages, cultures, but also usage and legal histories, and that German-French duo and the convergence of the two actually allows the rest of Europe to also find a route to convergence. It's actually a sign of hope if two opposing poles can find it, and this is also why the German-French engine is so important. But when this engine doesn't work, then we are criticized heavily for blocking Europe. This is why we launched the engine again. And I think that the Eurozone countries and everyone that wants to lead the path down to convergence were very happy to start works 2 nights ago on the basis of the German-French proposals. Jim, the role of the United States of America, it was very useful, very positive. Like other governments, also expressed their support and their preoccupation They said what you do or what you don't do, or don't do quickly enough, it is a danger for the world economy because you represent 30% of the world economy. And United States of America contributed to our common reflection, for instance at the G20 meeting in Cannes. On invitation of the President Sarkozy, President Obama participated to 2 or 3 sessions. Why? Because we have no monopoly, there are no magic solutions, and we do not think that the Eurozone should find its own solution just by its own. We honestly wish that the International Monetary Fund has a contribution. Contribution, that means contribution not only from the European countries, and that's a decision also that has been taken, that is to add 200 billion in extra financial resources to the IMF, so as that they can play the role, but others as well. And knowing that it's quite difficult for the United States of America because of this situation with the Congress. Other countries are ready. I think of China, Korea, others maybe as well. Those countries cannot, of course, be a direct participation in the Eurozone, but will have to be through the IMF. And for us, Europeans, that in and throughout history were able to support IMF during the Asian crisis or crisis in Latin America, it is a new aspect of history. It's not a bitter part of it, because everyone takes turns, basically, because we also think that saving the euro will save the world economy and that we will all be back on the growth path quicker. Thank you. So we already exceeded a little bit the allocated time slot, but we will do that even a couple of minutes more. And just telling you there is a link between the discussions we're having now and the round table. The round table that will start in a couple of minutes has the title Europe as a Laboratory for Global Governance. And as Jean-David just said, it is a great laboratory on shared sovereignty on a free will basis. And we have 4 personalities, and the other personalities are not European Union members. So as to make the link, we have the President of the Republic of Estonia plus 3 others that are from outside Europe. So, German, Hans Stark. No, 6 hands. Oh. Reginald Bartholomew, and then, I'm sorry, Hans Stark. No, in the back, in the back. Thank you very much. Mr. Levitt, you spoke about stability. What about solidarity? How will solidarity be expressed within the 3 months to come? And after that, is there a consensus amongst the 17 on solidarity for recapitalization of banks? And we will have the 3 questions so that you can answer in one go. François Bujon de l'Étang. Please, the microphone. 4th row. Thank you very much, Jean-David, for that great presentation. This European Council was extremely important, of course, not only because now we have very concretely a 2-speed Europe, and there is these or are these 17 Eurozone members and the others that are not yet member of the Eurozone. But from what you explained, and the head of states and of governments explained clearly that they will not wait for all the ratifications of all the countries, isn't there a risk that we will have a three-speed euro? We will have the 10 non-Eurozone members, the countries that will have ratified the new treaty, and that will keep the markets happy, so to say, and countries that would have difficulties ratifying the treaty, or that would become a kind of second-grade country. That what was said into Mr. Papandreou was for a stove situation, so to say, but on the long run, isn't there a risk of a three-speed Europe? Yeah, that's a debate of the 90s. The consequences of the fall of the Iron Curtain. Reginald, yes, and journalist from Reuters, but Reuters, they are all well known, right?
By saying that